welcome to Breaking Feud. This is what, episode 3 or episode 4? I don't remember, but yeah, what is going? What is
Ha
popping? You
ha
know?
ha. Ha ha ha. I'm doing good. What's up with you, my guy?
Dude, dude, if you're gonna comment down and saying, hey, why does Moneeb's video quality look better? It's because he's on his phone, I'm on my computer, bro. Like, but soon we're gonna have the best setup with like DSLR, someone up pointing facing to us while we're doing like the live stream and like an actual
Cameras.
proper setup for a podcast. But you know what I'm saying? We're growing, bro. Like you gotta share this with everyone else. Comment down below, share, like, subscribe. And bro, we're trying to make this big, you know what I'm saying? Like big, you know? Like literally, like
Exactly. Like now I can't like do stuff. I don't know if I can even share my screen. Like I can still can, but like I can't even like get like anything ready.
hey yo, so I actually want to discuss about like the vaccine and everything, bro. So like just not to like last week I got my vaccine and whatnot. Have you?
No, sir.
Bro, it's really hard to get a vaccine, but I was like fortunate enough to get it like at a time where they just had released it to the public and like everyone's trying to like get it. It's really hard. There's like reservations and whatnot, and, like wait lists, like but it's like crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to reserve, but it's not working out. There was always something going on.
Yeah.
They're like, but I'm gonna try tomorrow. Hopefully, I can get something. What's up, baby boy?
Dude. Honestly, what's it called? No, dude, it's like crazy. Like, there's a big line. I know, like, there's this website where I had to fill out to get a vaccine, and like, what happened was after you fill out the form, you get like a confirmation number, right? Whatnot, and like I sent those same links to two other friends, but they weren't able to get the confirmation links and whatnot. This and that, there were some issues, and it was because there's a lot of people who are maybe it's because a lot of people were using that website to the point that they have to like stop it, I guess.
Yeah,
That
every website crashes.
yeah, like it's crazy, but it's really important to get like the vaccination and whatnot. Like
Yeah.
I know just some people are like, yo, you know what I'm saying? The government is trying to spy on us and whatnot.
Ha ha ha! Microphone check. The government doesn't care about you, and if they did, they can do it through your phones.
I mean,
So
come
there's
on,
no
they
need
already
for a
I mean,
vaccine.
come on, we already know that like the NSA is already spying through us. Like it's no big secret. Like
Well, that's their job is to protect the people. If that
protect,
means if that means spying on
protect.
people, then it means spying on people.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're viewing us through the camera, the webcam right now.
I wouldn't be surprised, but like I'm like, but that's quote unquote the job. Is it overbearing? Is it underbearing? Who knows?
Yeah, but like again, like going back to the vaccination, it's really important to like get the vaccine and whatnot, because like we want to make sure we want to make this COVID thing into a flu type of situation. In order to do that is to wear a mask, try to social distance, wash your hands, be hygienic, whatnot, work out, stay healthy, stay fit, and take the vaccination. And once we do that, we can get to a world where this will become just like a flu and whatnot. But if we don't take these steps, then it's just gonna keep going on because look, it's been a year and we still have to wear a mask, which is crazy. Like you know what I'm saying? It's been like almost exactly a year.
No, I understand. It's just like there's just so much people that they can't like.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad enough. There's not bad enough, but like one of the main issues is that there's just so much people to cover, and the
Yeah.
fact that you need 2 doses.
Yeah.
So if there's let's just say there's what is it like 7.8 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
That's at least 15. What's that? Quick math. So we're 7.8. That's like 15.6 billion shots then that everybody needs.
This is why I like personally I told like a couple people, hey, even though you can get the vaccine, you should still social distance. If you have to quarantine, still wear a mask. Even if you get the vaccination, still wear a mask and like just try to stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
still really important to do all these things even after the vaccination. like still important to do all these things.
Oh yeah, the vaccine doesn't mean anything. It just means that you're better, that you're more likely you're gonna live more likely. You're more likely gonna live. But
Yeah,
like, but they're saying just because you got the vaccine, the first dose or second dose or the one time shot, you
that
still need to
doesn't
put
mean
on
you're
your
a
mask.
superhero. That's not mean you're a Superman. It's just it helps you improve and being healthy. Like that's
Because
essentially.
like the usual shots that we take from the doctors, the checkups and all that stuff. It's like it's kind of like, so if you take like a flu shot, you're gonna get a little bit of the flu. Your body's gonna fight it off. Now your body knows what to do when you ever get the flu.
Yeah,
But these vaccines, you're not getting a little bit of coronavirus, and then your body fights it. If they did that, everybody who got the vaccine probably would have died.
yeah,
It's kind of like, from my understanding, it's stuff to enhance your immune system, stuff to enhance your body, rather than, hey, here's negative 85. He's like 85 nanometers of a virus.
yeah,
Body, go do your job. Like, no, we would all be dead.
yeah. No, it's like devastating. And of course, oh, and I want to touch on this, like even though like we still got the vaccine, people like we have like people from like the movie industry and whatnot who are like, oh, let's just start playing movies in theaters. Like we're gonna have Black Widow coming out in May, and I understand like it getting delayed, but at this point, they should put into streaming service or like release it on like iTunes or Google Play or Amazon Prime or whatever. Just because it's still too early to actually open like the movie theaters because it's still like there's still a bunch of COVID cases, and it's not safe to go to a movie theaters right now.
Yeah.
Like for example, like the Justice League movie that's coming out in a couple of hours as we speak, as we're recording, they're putting it on HBO Max, even though they could properly release it in movie theaters. On top of that, it's like, of course, one of the big name movies of 2021. It's
Mhm.
still being released on HBO Max, and it's because like they care about like the
Safety.
yeah, like they just want you guys to stay safe and whatnot, which is anyway, which is also good because then like I want to see the movie as early as possible so that then when I go talk with someone or scroll through the web through like social media, I would know what the plot is and I won't have to deal with spoilers essentially.
Oh yeah, totally. Because I know. I was watching like a interview. Do you know who Pete Davidson is?
Yeah,
Yeah. So for those who don't know, he's a stand-up comedian. He's on SNL. Last year he did a movie, kind of like a spoof on his life. And so I don't know when it was supposed to come out. I think it's supposed to come out between in the May.
yeah,
And I was watching an interview about with him, an interview of him like maybe a week ago. He's saying, yeah, it sucked that my movie was in theaters. It would have done way better than it actually did. But because of safety, because of life, he had to do it through Fandango, through his website, through Redbox, through whatever streaming services, just because it's better odds for the better well-being of everybody else.
yeah,
And like, honestly, I think it's better that they do this, because like, instead of you going to the movie theaters and paying for overpriced popcorn and drinks and all that stuff,
yeah,
you can wear your mask, maybe put on some gloves, have some hand sanitizer with you, social distance, go to any like supermarket or store or whatever you go to,
yeah.
buy all the popcorn you want, buy all the drinks, the chocolates, buy dinner.
And at this point, I'm pretty sure people who watch movies in movie theaters and whatnot already have some sort of laptop, tablet, like a phone to watch things on.
Yeah.
So there's
Smart
literally
TV
no
or
point of like
Roku.
risking going to a theater, even though like the experience of it having a bigger screen, better quality on the surround sound. One, I know, I understand that, but just to be safe, I mean, come on, like these days phone displays are really good. I can watch like a 4K YouTube video on this. Get and these days people have like good earbuds. You can buy like the best earbuds for a good deal. Get those, watch your movie, and you get essentially like
Everybody, we live in a day and age where cheaper or budget, products like headphones and speakers, stuff like that, are
our
sound really good. But
back in the day
y'all,
it
all y'all
does.
want to do is buy the name brand stuff. Paying $199 for AirPods just because they're AirPods doesn't make the noise sound better. You can get the same sound from cheaper headphones.
Now a lot of now a lot of companies are like making cheaper products. Like you got Samsung making like cheaper smartphones and tablets. You got Apple with their iPhone SE second gen, which is like $400, which is pretty good for like an iPhone with a really good camera.
Yeah, the budget, the budget,
Yeah,
the
and
more
then you
cost
got like
efficient.
iPads, which are not like cheap, really good display and whatnot. You got Windows and Android tablets and Android phones with like good specs for a really good price. Guys, you guys can get those technologies, save your money instead of buying movie tickets. Buy those devices to watch your movies on. And I suggest like not going to the movie theaters and whatnot. And I suggest like try your best to get the vaccine if you could, if possible. Get it as soon as possible if you're able to. Other than that, it's like just do all these precautions. Even if you have the vaccine, still take the precautions because it's really important that we make this into a flu type of situation. Because if this keeps going on and we don't take the precautions, this can literally just end human race or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
and
no more human race, just
yeah,
animals besides humans.
yeah,
But like, but going back to the movie part, even before COVID, I didn't go to movie theaters unless like me and you, we have a mutual friend. We have mutual friends who are brothers, and they're like, "Hey, Moneeb, Costco gave us free tickets because we got a Costco card, or like we have
yeah,
we have free tickets from this and that. Let's go to the movies." I'm like, okay, since I'll basically bought the tickets out of respect, I'll buy the expensive popcorn and drinks.
yeah. I think I only go to movie theaters to either watch like one or two superhero movies and then just one non comic book type movie, and that's it. Like I only go to the movies theaters twice or three times. Like what when in 2019 I saw like three movies, right? Which was no. So I went to the movie theaters five times, but two was with my like three was with my family. Two of them was like with friends. But like that was the most um that was the most I've been to a movie theater in a year. Before that, I only went like once or twice a year, and like 2019 was like the big time for comic book movies because we had what Shazam, Avengers Endgame, X-Men, Joker, Spider-Man. Five comic book movies in theaters I saw. That was like the max I went. Other than that, it's like you only go
But
once or twice.
it was Spider-Man Homecoming, right?
Far from home.
Far from home.
Yeah, but like that was the max I went. I didn't see every movie, like popular movie that came out in theater. I didn't go to watch see it, even though I was really interested. I didn't see like other good movies, and like honestly, like now, like at this point, I started like just budgeting my money and whatnot, and it's really important to just like start saving money instead of spending it on like movie theaters or whatnot. Like now these days you can buy a movie for a great deal for like the exacts for like less than what the movie ticket is at movie theaters, and you can buy that movie digitally for 4K for like $10. Like that's crazy.
Oh,
Like
it's even less. It'll be something like 6.99. Like, yeah, like it can be 10 plus. I've seen it be 10 plus, and I've seen it be under 10. But you got to remember, if you're watching with your family,
yeah,
you saved money.
yeah,
Obviously, if you're watching with more than one person, you save money. And then even if you're by yourself, you want to think about it this way: you're in your own, you're in your home, you're in your apartment, you're in your room.
yeah,
You didn't waste X amount of money of gas.
and popcorn.
And yeah, I guess let's just say theoretically you bought a big dinner, so your big dinner equals the popcorn and drinks, in which to say candy, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like you're at the end of the day, you're in the comfort of your own home, and you save money on what's it called, on transportation, or on other stuff.
Yeah. Actually, speaking about movies, like I mentioned earlier, Snyder Cut's coming out. Like I've been hyped. Like I've been so excited. Like I know these past couple of podcasts I've been talking about the DC movies and Snyder Cut. I'm just so excited because like it's one of the biggest DC projects to this day. One of the like I haven't seen this type of hype for a DC film. I think since Dark Knight Rises or Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, they both got a lot of hype.
Yeah. I remember Dark Knight Rises, right? When that movie was about to be released, like months before. Like I remember after like 2, 3 trailers came out, like a couple months before the actual movie came out. I remember there was a big hype because you gotta remember at this point, yeah, we did have a bunch of Marvel movies, but The Dark Knight at that time was the most successful movie, right? And the Batman films at that point was super successful, right?
Oh yeah.
And like remember, like this was the high, like there was a big hype for this, right? And remember, it's not just the Batman movies, directed by Chris Nolan, one of the best directors to this day, one of the top 5, 10 directors to this day. You still had amazing actors and actresses. You had Anne Hathaway, Tom Hardy, Christian Bale, and whatnot. But of course, that movie proved to be successful. And then, of course, with Batman versus Superman, you gotta understand, like at that time, like Batman and Superman, like the two biggest comic book, well-known comic book superheroes to this day. Like even though there's been more like Marvel projects and DC, like Superman and Batman was like are still like the two biggest well-known fictional characters.
Yeah.
I remember the hype behind that. Like a year after The Dark Knight was released, and a month after Man of Steel had released, they announced Batman vs Superman. And I remember it was the biggest thing because
Hmm.
it was just amazing. Of course, that movie became a flop, and then there was an extended edition which was much better than what came out in theaters. So yeah,
Think I watched on the airplane.
no, what's weird is so on HBO Max, they don't have the theatrical version. You only have the extended. You can only watch the extended cut, right? Because um that's the better version.
That's the one. I'm gonna drop a bombshell right now. That Batman trilogy is
Yeah.
probably the best superhero movies together. Better than the X-Men. Better than, I would say it's better than the Avengers, and probably the best everything that DC has ever produced.
Yeah.
Oh,
Honestly,
and all three Spider-Man series.
honestly, like it Chris Nolan did a good job with like the storytelling, the structure of the superhero. And it was not because it was realistic. It was because of the storytelling that was amazing. And that's the issue. Like, okay, we have like there's only a very couple of movies besides like not non DC films which do an amazing job with storytelling. One of them is Logan, the Wolverine, the
Yeah,
fifth
that was good.
Wolverine.
That was a good
That was
movie.
an amazing storytelling movie. The ending, like even if you haven't watched the previous X-Men movie, just the ending of that movie, like gave you tears because the impact, the way on the character Logan, like I was about to cry, like because the storytelling was amazing. It was sad, and on top of that, like of course you and me grew up like seeing like trailers for these movies because the franchise has been going on ever since 2000.
Yeah,
So we've been a part of that
and
franchise.
that's besides like the cartoons and all that stuff.
I haven't seen the cartoons.
You've never watched the old cartoons?
I only saw a couple, but I was more of the movie version. But I did enjoy the
Oh
cartoons
my
more.
gosh! Oh my gosh! I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Wait, I want to see if you ever seen this because I need you to look at this. Let me share my screen. He's the
I think
host.
I gave
I'm
you
the guest.
the permission.
Okay, yeah. Let me see, where did it go? Okay, screen. Yeah.
I have a question. Can you share your screen on the iPhone through Zoom? Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So wait. Besides that, X-Men, see cartoons.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Like I grew up
Wait,
with this one.
I'm trying to. No,
Those
not
the
not not
reruns
that
of
one.
those were honestly that is the X-Men cartoon franchise is much better than the movie version. Like honestly.
Let's see, like 2000. Yeah, there's a specific one that was really good. There's one that I grew up watching.
Oh, dude, I only saw like one or two episodes, but it was much better than I remember. I saw those two of the episodes the day before X-Men Origins came out, which was in 2009. And dude, I was hyped up for that movie just because I saw two episodes of this. But
This
after viewing the movie, I was disappointed, and I went back to watching the '90s version of the cartoon.
I think this is the one that I watched. Yeah, this is the one that I watched that made me love X-Men.
Hey, have you ever seen the '70s Lou Ferrigno Incredible Hulk show?
No, but I think I've heard of it. How do I stop sharing screen? Ah, what's going on? This is awkward.
Yeah, but have you seen the Lou Ferrigno show?
No, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, and it honestly, I grew up like watching the reruns, and I would personally say that it's much, much better than the Hulk we see in the MCU by Mark Ruffalo. I would personally say that. Here's the thing, I would say Ed Norton is one of the best Hulk actors. Like I like his interpretation of the Hulk. Then it's the um the Lou Ferrigno 1970 show, and then to the 2003 version, and then the um the Mark Ruffalo Hulk.
Yeah, I can see that. Is it still sharing my screen or something like
Yeah,
that?
your screen is still sharing. Like I'm trying to see if I can like
Why is it not? Huh.
maybe
Weird.
scroll down, go to your notification or control center.
No.
To your control center from there.
Let's see. Okay, wait. I press pause and something.
Go scroll down to the right of your screen, like the
Oh,
top
right
right.
here. Oh, right here, maybe.
Yeah, there. But yeah,
That
what's
was
it
weird.
called? I grew up with the show. Like, let me pull it up. Like, I don't know if you've seen it before. It was pretty amazing. Like, for its time. Uh,
Guys, like and share videos so we can get money and buy cameras.
yeah. And no, right after the '70s show, they made apparently two live action two TV movies, right?
Mhm.
No, three. The first one had Daredevil, the second one had Hulk. The third one is where Hulk dies. Like literally.
No, no, I've seen images of this. Like I like.
Yeah, I've seen the show. Actually, I don't know if you guys know, but the guy who plays this painted green monster, the Hulk, in the '70s show, he makes a cameo in the 2003 film and in the MCU in the 2008 film, Incredible Hulk with
Oh,
Ed Norton. And then what's weird is he voices Hulk for of course for the '70 ones because he was the Hulk. He voiced Hulk in 2003, 2008, 2012, and 2015. After Avengers Age of Ultron 2015, that was all Mark Ruffalo. Ruffalo. I keep saying Mark Ruffalo because every YouTube video they keep saying that it's Mark Ruffalo. But yeah. let me show you Daredevil.
The Hulk has some good animated movies.
Yeah, this is how Daredevil looked like in the movie version, like right after the TV show had ended.
I don't know if that's demonic or like therapeutic.
It was weird, right? And then let me show you Thor.
Uns- He's just wearing black.
Yeah, he's just wearing black. And then look, you got an iconic image with Thor, Lou Ferrigno's Hulk, and some weird dude. And actually, what's weird was with the movie that the Hulk
That's
movie
what's his name.
that's Stan Lee.
Yeah, Stanley some weird
Actually,
dude.
what's weird is this TV show was supposed to help spin off this Thor's own show, include and the Daredevil that was in the Hulk movie that was supposed to help spin off that a TV show for that Daredevil, but of course that those two shows got canceled. But I would like to have seen a TV show of both Daredevil and Thor back in the 70s because it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, that's interesting that they made Thor more Viking than he is now.
Yeah,
Like Viking. Yes.
yeah.
I
Especially
wonder how his hammer looked like.
also while we're talking about this, right? Um, comic book movies. I don't know if you've seen if you knew what happened last week on Monday.
No.
Apparently, if you have HBO Max, and it was during the daytime, right? For if you had played the Tom and Jerry movie that was just recently released, and it was on HBO Max for only 2 hours until HBO removed it, right? Warner Bros. Removed it.
Yeah.
You were literally watching the Snyder cut because apparently someone had accidentally swapped Tom and Jerry movie out for the Zack Snyder cut of the movie, and like you were watching that movie's like rated R, right? And I was like, yo, I wish I was watching that instead of just wasting my time with work because I wanted to see it. But you can only watch it for 2 hours because like within the for 2 hours it was on HBO Max under the Tom and Jerry movie, and then HBO Max within 2 hours had taken that movie down. And then
And put
just
on Twitter.
not long ago, I think like just earlier today, as we're recording Wednesday or Tuesday, that movie was leaked again.
Nice.
Which I'm and of course there was a early screening for reviewers and whatnot, and it's got really good reviews. So I'm assuming someone's leaking it so that everyone could watch it publicly early because apparently from what it looks like, no one wants to wait and wants to watch this, and everyone just wants to watch the movie right now. Like
Yeah, but it's coming out tonight. You said like at 12, like that.
3 a.m. here in the Texas timing. On
On
HBO
HBO.
Max. Yeah, you have to
Okay.
have the HBO Max subscription. I'm pretty sure later down the road they're going to release like a Blu-ray, 4K Ultra, DVD, whatnot, or you can somehow rent it on
Like a Redbox.
yeah, Redbox, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play. But yeah, it's going to be like released. And actually, I didn't know if you're an AT&T user, you have HBO Max for free.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So if any of you guys are like listening or watching this podcast and you guys have AT&T, so you probably want to check call AT&T or like Warner Bros or someone to see if you have HBO Max free since you're an AT&T user.
Thank you, AT&T. Even though I don't use you.
Honestly, like I'm pretty pumped up. Are you going to watch it?
Yeah, one of my siblings got HBO Max this month just because they wanted to watch some movies.
Yeah.
So they gave me the password. I'm like, I haven't really used it because I only watched Aquafina is Nora from Queens.
Yeah.
I watched also that I watch what is it called? It was that Adult Swim from the same them that was made by the same creator of Regular Show.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name.
What is it called? And then I watched Euphoria, messed up show, and I also watched the what's it called? The Adventure Time,
Yeah.
extra things. Yeah, I watched all of them that came out so far.
Yeah. Actually, for viewers who don't understand, you know what the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League is essentially, right?
Yes, it's the better version. It's his original version, the
It's
one you didn't get to see.
let's both explain to people who don't understand what it actually is. So in what 20 so what in 2013, no, so this was okay, let's go back all the way back to the time when Chris Nolan was making Dark Knight Rises, right?
Let's go
He
back to Adam and Eve.
he actually had an idea to do like a more realistic take and an origin take on Superman, because we never seen like an origin storytelling of Superman, right? And a realistic type. And this and Chris Nolan was doing this during the production of Dark Knight Rises. So he went out to studio. He's like, "Yo, I want to do this." He's like, "Yeah, finish your Batman film. While you release that Batman film that same year, you're gonna be working with Zack Snyder to make a Superman movie, which became Man of Steel." And you can tell, like Man of Steel, if you know Chris Nolan, you see Man of Steel, it kind of feels like a Chris Nolan movie because Chris Nolan and David S. Goyer, who worked with Chris Nolan to make the Batman films, they both wrote the films together, right? Zack Snyder used his vision to also make the film, and of course, seeing the Avengers become successful at the time when they shot Man of Steel, they Warner Bros was like, "Yo, we're gonna make you in charge, the head of DC films, like the Kevin Feige of Marvel, right?" And so he had planned out and mapped out these films. And I think I showed you guys the mapping of his films, of the films he wanted to release, right? If yeah, here's a reference if you guys want to take a look.
Did
Um,
did he take a part in the Green Lantern movie?
no, he didn't. That was the thing, not the Ryan Reynolds movie. It was. I will have to see if I can get the original plan. But it was originally supposed to be.
Basically, it was kind of like how the MCU did it.
It was originally supposed to be
Just make a bunch
Man
of
of
like
Steel, then Batman versus Superman. That same year, Suicide Squad, then Wonder Woman, then
Cyborg.
a Cyborg was supposed to come out right after Justice League Part One, and then with that Flash, Aquaman, Shazam, right, and then Part Two was supposed to come out the same year. Shazam was supposed to come out, and Part Three was supposed to come out later. But after the failure of Batman versus Superman, which failure in a sense that it was Warner Bros. Who screwed it up because they had cut originally Zack Snyder had shot it for 3 hours and was supposed to release that to the public. But what happened was Warner Bros. Was like, we need more movie theater rooms, and essentially what happens is if you have a movie with a lower runtime, then you get to play in a more and you get to play in more movie rooms in movie theaters, meaning more people can experience the movie. But the issue was the story itself. There was a bunch of plot holes. Months down the line, around the time when Suicide Squad had came out, they released the extended cut, and of course, people praised the extended cut and was like, typically, typically, you know how there's an extended cut, and normally you can either watch the theatrical one or the extended cut. People were like, yeah, there's no point in watching the theatrical one because the extended cut, like literally weaves in the plot holes and kind of like undoes the plot holes. And yeah, and what's weird is since Batman vs Superman didn't get good reviews, literally that same year they were supposed to release Suicide Squad. They reshot the whole movie and cut out all the Joker scenes. And of course that movie was a flop, and it was because of studio trying to control everything, right? Studio.
Even though
And
I like
remember, And it was like, yeah, okay, one film got terrible review, but that does not mean you go into every other film and you interfere in,
Hmm.
right? And Aquaman, I mean, no, next movie was Wonder Woman. That movie was successful. Just the ending was reshot, and they wrote that terrible finale for the movie where it was just a big CGI fight, and people did not enjoy it. But overall, the movie was good, and they were like, okay, this movie was successful because it was a lighter tone, not because it was a good story. It was not because it was a good movie with a good story. It was because of a lighter tone. So they're like, okay, let's reshoot that same year. Um, Justice League was supposed to come out. Zack Snyder's daughter had passed away, so he burned himself into finishing and completing, but he couldn't. And at this point, he had shot 80 to 90% of the movie. But here's the weird part, and I think I will link. There was a video explaining all this in detail. I'll link down below in the descriptions. But apparently Warner Bros. Had hired Joss Whedon a little bit earlier and to rewrite the script a little bit to add more humor and whatnot and to make it lighter. And what happened was Zack Snyder left, right? Because his daughter, he couldn't handle it, the work, because of his daughter. So him and his wife stepped down, let Joss Whedon finish it. And on paper, it sounds good, right? Because Joss Whedon, he did the two Avengers movies. Those were successful, right? But here's the difference. Joss Whedon had creative control and he was making the actual film from start to finish. With Justice League, it was a Zack Snyder film where 90% of the film was done. Joss Whedon just came in after most of it was done. He decided to remove the soundtrack that was already made, got Danny Elfman. And if you guys don't know, Danny Elfman did the Spider-Man trilogy and the Batman movie with Michael Keaton. He did the soundtracks for those films. So on paper, it sounded good, right? You know, we bring in the dude who did two previous Marvel and DC films and do the soundtrack for this, and let Joss Whedon do all the reshoots. And Warner Bros. Wanted to make the movie just exactly 2 hours. And apparently, once the movie was released, it flopped. And one of the big reasons was there was a Mission Impossible movie being released in 2018, and of course, it was shot in 2017, and they were doing reshoots. And the main star of that movie, Justice League, Henry Cavill, he had grown a full-grown beard for Mission Impossible, and the reshoots were happening. So guess what Warner Bros. Did? They CGI'd the whole entire beard and the mustache. That's why in the movies looked so weird. And on top of that, all the movies, all the whole entire, like 30% of the movie, like 30% of what Zack Snyder shot ended up in the movie. The rest, 70% was Joss Whedon's, and it was completely different. And of course, the movie had failed and whatnot. But Aquaman and Shazam were successful, and that was because Zack Snyder had planned out the movies and helped develop the film. But of course, and then after Justice League, Zack Snyder has a Vero account. So Vero is a social media platform. He uses that to post and do live streams on that, and he also has a Twitter. So on Twitter and Vero, he's been posting about his version of the cut, which would have Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, a different take on Justice League, like a different story. And I think it was like 2017 or 2018, where we got hashtag release the Snyder Cut. It was trending. As time went on and on, Warner Bros was like, we have a new platform, HBO Max, and we see this happening. This is going everywhere. Actors like Ben Affleck, actresses like Gal Gadot was doing hashtag release the Snyder Cut, and Warner Bros was like, since we have HBO Max, this can help us get subscribers and followers. So let's release the movie. And so, like last year in 2020, um, Zack Snyder was doing a commentary, a video commentary on his Vero account on Batman versus Superman and Man of Steel. So he first did a live commentary on Batman versus Superman, and then in Man of Steel, after he did a commentary, live commentary on the movie, right? He went on to do fan questions, like answering questions for fans with Henry Cavill. And one of the questions someone asked, "Are is there a Snyder cut, and when will you release it?" And of course, and this was what, May or March, somewhere around that timeline, at the beginning of the pandemic. Zack Snyder had announced the movie, the Snyder Cut. And so yeah. And now Yuka said, and now people, some of you may be like, why didn't they delay the movie? Why couldn't they just wait and let Zack Snyder take a break because of his daughter's death? That was because around the time when Justice League was originally supposed to come out, which it did, AT&T was going to buy Warner Bros. And essentially the executives wanted the movie to be released and so that they can get a bonus because they're making the right decision. So they got their bonuses. AT&T bought Warner Bros. And of course, the movie was a massive failure, which led to release the Snyder Cut #Whatever, which led to Zack Snyder actually doing the movie for Warner Bros. And this movie will be a 4-hour cut, and it's
Dang.
it's going to be, and I know it sounds long, but in a way it's good because you there's more character development,
Mhm.
backstory for Cyborg, and this movie will also lead into the Flash movie. That's why there will be more character development for Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, and actually this movie was supposed to have more backstory of the for Aquaman, so that it can lead into his film in 2018, which we got. So yeah.
How long was Endgame?
Endgame, there was an extended cut for almost exactly I guess around 3 hours. But the
The
original was
cinematic
four
version. How
hours.
long was it?
And I'm going to point out the issue with Endgame, and I'm not saying it's a terrible movie. It's good, but having a longer runtime makes it better because, and I'm going to compare it to Endgame because that's the movie where like just a bunch of characters were in the movie, right? So one thing is in Guardians of the Galaxy, right? We have David Bautista's character, right? His family was killed by Thanos. The whole movie for the first Guardians and the second one, they created a backstory behind him and gave him the motive of why he hates Thanos, right?
Yeah,
When you saw Endgame, did you feel like his character was dumbed down just as a side character?
probably. I don't really remember Endgame. Like I don't remember Batista's part. But like he is for sure. He's not a main Avenger. He's not. So he won't. I won't imagine him being a main thing.
Yeah, and the Guardians of the Galaxy, I felt like they didn't give them like enough screen time just to develop like character and the motive to kill Thanos, essentially. And now you can
Yeah.
say,
So
hey, there was the Infinity War and Endgame, but still, you're like it's better to have a longer runtime movie than just having two separate parts and more focus on like few specific characters instead of doing a longer runtime where you can focus on also not just the main people,
but
but
at this,
the other characters that they had built this universe around. Like,
I get your point. But the problem is that Batista doesn't kill.
yeah,
He doesn't kill what's his name, Thanos.
yeah. And like with Captain Marvel, they tried to hype it up, right? For the end credit scene for Infinity War, they hyped up Captain Marvel. We saw the movie for Captain Marvel. What happens in Endgame? Like, we don't get much character development for her, right?
I didn't even watch the movie because I just feel like Captain Marvel's such a BS character. Like
Like in
if
the
I don't know
comics, she's
the
the best character. It's just that they rush through her characterization just so that they can do Endgame.
no, but if y'all don't know the history of Captain Marvel, it really is a BS character. So
Yeah.
basically, what happened was I'm talking about like this is like comic, like when they're doing comic books, and
Like
that
you
was
should want, you
Marvel.
should also, if you're talking about the history, you should also talk about how Shazam had the name originally, Captain Marvel.
That was Shazam's name.
So originally, Shazam was not a DC character; it was by a different company, right? And it was originally called this character was originally called Captain Marvel. DC bought it because DC bought it and was like, oh, let's call it Shazam because, of course, when you say Shazam, he becomes an adult, right? But by the time they wanted to go back to Captain Marvel, at this point, Marvel had created a character named Captain Marvel, right? Originally, that character had the name Captain Marvel first, a DC character first, but they switched it out to something else, and while they switched it out to Shazam, Marvel had created a character called Captain Marvel, and then from there, when DC wanted to go back, they couldn't they couldn't because of the rights,
Yeah,
rights, right? They couldn't
but
go.
besides that, Captain Marvel is the Marvel equivalent of Superman.
Yeah,
And you would have realized Marvel, Marvel and DC comics, they did that a lot. Like Marvel has Deadpool, DC has what's his name?
Deathstroke.
No. I think it's like Will Smith's character on Suicide Squad,
Oh, Deathshot.
Deadshot.
Yeah,
Um, and then obviously you have Captain Marvel, and you have what's his name? It's Superman.
yeah.
I know there's more. I just can't think of any.
You got, of course, the well known as like the alter ego for Superman is kind of like Spider-Man, where they work at a news station, news place, and whatnot. And of course, you also have Batman and Iron Man, like the two billionaires who have gadgets.
Yeah, and they're both powerless. And I want to say that, and like Avengers and what's his name? And Avengers and what's it called?
Justice League.
Justice League. They're basically the same thing. They're doing the same mission, except for Justice League headquarters is in a satellite outer space rather than
Yeah,
in Stark's corporation building in New York.
yeah. Honestly, hey, speaking of comparisons, like when you brought like comparison characters, I was thinking about Quicksilver, the Flash and Quicksilver, and then I was thinking of the show WandaVision. Have you seen that show?
I think I'm on episode 3 or 4
Okay,
when they start getting into color.
okay. This can be
Yeah,
for a later episode where we can discuss WandaVision because there's something which I was kind of pissed off, but it might also
uh,
piss you off.
about
Yeah,
her brother, something like that.
yeah, something
His
about her
brother.
brother. But you should watch the whole entire show before I say anything.
Yeah, I'll try to catch up this week or next week, something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, oh yeah, how is like okay, so I just wanted to bring this up because it pisses me off. Like college, like literally spring break. We're on spring break. These professors email us about like freaking mental health. Take a break. It's mental health. It's also your break week because as college students, you also have tests during the weekends. Weirdly enough, I don't know why they give tests during the weekends and assignments due on the weekends, whatnot. But yeah, whatnot. We have that, and then spring break comes. I want a freaking break. Everyone does, but then the next, like literally, right when spring break ends, we have tests and quizzes and assignments to do. Well, how do you feel about it?
First thing I want to say, the winter storm ruined my spring break. If y'all don't know, if y'all don't live in Texas, we had a storm that messed up our electricity and everything. So
During
we
February, it was in February
yeah,
where
it was a whole week. It was legit as if spring
almost
break
like in a way
came
you
early.
can say 2 weeks because it went for the second week was kind of like a half week and it also started like
Yeah,
towards the end of the week prior to the snowing.
true. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we basically kind of had like a week and a half, week and a day, whatever you want to see it as. And so that delays, 2, 3 classes.
which is good but also bad. Which is good
It
and bad.
was no, it was completely bad because like it kind of like it ruined my mojo of studying. It kind of all my classmates, it ruined everything for us.
Yeah.
And now it delays a week because
Yeah.
we're not making that week up.
Here's the
So
thing.
those 16 weeks where it's just minus a week. So now, for me personally, I was supposed to have two tests the week before spring break, but
Yeah.
because of that week delay, I have two tests after spring break. So now I have to study and get ready for those tests while I'm on spring break.
Here's the thing. What these professors in colleges and whatnot could have done, at least remove the last two or last three exams towards the end of the semester, because essentially it's okay. Like, yeah, learning is important, taking tests and whatnot is important, but if it comes at a cost for mental health, it's not okay for us to. It's not good for us to do all these assignments and tests. At least give us like lessons or like the textbook page, or like give us a PDF to learn the lessons that we might be missing, because you know what I'm saying? Like the last few lessons for us to learn, because I would rather learn and then not take the test, because yeah, that's just me. Like
I,
I'm terrible at like memorizing things, but like I love learning, but like just if I have to memorize things for a test, and like I'm terrible.
the thing that bothers me is that why do we not have the week made up? I'm like okay, that's kind of like, I guess for summer break wise, we saved a week. It's still the 16-week semester, but like I might as well make up that week because it ruins everything.
Yeah, and I want to say like if there's a reason for spring break for students to actually literally give have a break, not to study so that the next week we when we come back to classes to actually take a test and turn in our assignments. Literally there for us to actually have a mental break.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like for me, actually for this week I have to work full this whole entire week,
Dang.
and like I want to calm home and relax. I don't want to have to deal with classes and tests immediately when spring break ends.
Dang. You're working tomorrow too?
Yeah, I'm working tomorrow too. Like,
Dang.
and I mean, like, there's a lot of college students who have to work just to support the family, or maybe to pay off things, and like they have a big shift during the weekend, during the spring break. They want to come home, relax, take a break, whatnot. Like,
Mhm.
this isn't high school or middle school. This is literally college. Like, this can take a toll on someone and have them be suicidal or something, like something terrible. And I'm not saying like you should be suicidal on this and that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, and if you work in college or you're part of the education system and you're watching this, please understand, and I'm pretty sure you had the same experience. Understand this: we are college students. We are not machines. We just want to get our degree. We want to learn like properly. We want to have a break, learn and break, because by the end of the day, we're human beings. We learn, but at the same time, we do need mental health break. And when we have these breaks, we shouldn't be stressing out about the tests and projects that are going to be due the week after we come back from spring break.
Exactly. But at the same, here's the thing: we're just in an abnormal semester, an abnormal year. That's that's really what sucks is that I understand. Thanks to all the teachers and professors and everybody, because I understand teaching through a webcam and this and that. It's hard,
Yeah.
but like if we have to give 120% rather than 100%, I need the same thing for my teachers, for my professors, because I'm not getting the college experience because I'm in the same desk in my room all day long studying or in lectures, and like I
Um.
legit I have a professor, crazy thing, she'll come to lecture, teach everything. But then she says send me emails, come to my office hours. It's just crazy. Something weird happens, and it's been like this for like legit the whole semester.
Yeah.
And like and I feel like teachers need to give 120% because we're doing it too. And I know there are some teaching professors who are doing that, and thank y'all so much because I'm pretty
There's some
sure.
I'm not saying every professor sort of like that. There's some like really cool teachers and professors who are like really cool and chill. I'm just saying that like if you do this, like give us a mental health break and actually be reasonable with us, it cannot just not just like help us a lot, but also help you because then you can also have a break from grading papers, tasks, actually making new like assignments and whatnot. You guys can also take a break. Like it's like if like it goes both ways. Like
It's a win-win.
yeah, it's a win-win for everyone. It's a win-win for the people at the education system, the heads. They can take a break. Win for professor and win for us.
Yeah, and remember, this is just from student point of views. If you're a teacher, please inform us if we're wrong.
Yeah, like, and I don't want to like. We're not trying to say you guys are evil. Like we understand like it's your job. You guys are trying to make money. It's how you guys live your life. Like you guys need this income, but you gotta understand like sometimes we students need a break because like some of us are actually like working students, like we actually have actual jobs where we have to pay off things because some of us can't afford some things. On top of this, some of us are trying to get job experience for the future once we graduate because these days it's really hard to get a job. So like we
Yeah,
want to be able to have some sort of break, mental break from all of these things. And like we also have to deal with family issues and whatnot. So like we want to have some time for our mind to rest. Essentially, that's what we're trying to say.
yeah,
And I know we're like using like the whole webcam online schooling, but like that does not mean, hey, you guys we're gonna make the assignments harder, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Because we still have a lot of things in our lives that we just don't tell in our class because it doesn't make sense to show
mhm,
just to tell. Like, why do we have to tell and go to a counselor to talk about all these things when it can be solved by giving yourself a break and giving us students a break? And that does not mean, hey, we shouldn't be learning teaching. I'm saying that, but just maybe do it slowly. Essentially, just slowly teach and learn us. Like, just don't rush everything to one. Like, essentially, that's what I'm just trying to say. Like,
yeah. And I get what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. 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 Okay.
okay, so we'll end the episode over here. So thank you for watching this
And see.
episode. Subscribe, like, comment down, and please share this with everyone else. Subscribe and
Yeah.
share this with everyone else because we're trying to make this into a big thing. We will have proper setups if we become big, and we're trying to. This is not just we're not just going to talk about like movie and geeky things. This is also to help talk about like real things that are going on
Give
with
us topics. Give us topics if
yeah, like
we
please,
love you.
we love you.
We
Like this, like we can also do like an educational type podcast if we want
we,
us.
we want to listen to your thoughts and ideas.
And if you guys want to join, let us know. Give us a contact. You guys can contact me down in
The
subscriptions,
comments. Yeah.
comments, like literally, like so. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Like, comment down below, share, and subscribe. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.